Hi, and welcome back. Assuming you're coming back, this is session 3 of an ongoing session where I'm demoing different pieces of Fey Runners. If you are new, this is a solo RPG, and we just kind of go through different sections of a gameplay. Where I left off last time, let's recap. For that, I made notes, so let me bring up Obsidian. We're going to use that again. And Obsidian, okay, so with the Forsaker Vow, I want to do Truce, and I want to swear to vow. Okay, got it. I remember now. So where we last left off is we were at the map. We were at the Hotel Spire, which is right here, and this is our network map. We were trying to retrieve a briefcase. It didn't go well. We got into a fight with a person trying to sell the briefcase to a bunch of goons, and this was an old enemy of ours named Queen Artifact. And she, has this large sword. She's a pirate, and she, most likely deals in artifacts. And artifacts in our game world is like special code. It could be like hacking code. It could be code that can kind of change the environment or whatnot. As a matter of fact, our character, Digital Overflow, has an ability as a kernel developer to develop their own artifacts. And I think I might try and incorporate that soon, so we can see how that works. But for whatever reasons we haven't rolled through yet, Queen Artifact is on the opposite side of something we agree with. Now we are anarchists, so we kind of don't like really any rule. And so when I imagine Queen Artifact is probably somebody who's going to just sell to the highest bidder, maybe trying to manipulate power. Not really too sure the motivation, but probably doesn't care in a very similar way to us. They're probably in a way a type of anarchist in that they don't care who's winning as long as they're the one has some control. Whereas I think our character just wants it to be like a flat, even ground. There's nobody in any particular control. I think that's maybe their ideological differences here. But there could be additional history too, and we can always dig into that. But since I'm kind of getting into this story and kind of liking where this is going, I'm going to continue the session on. Initially, this wasn't going to be something I was going to keep playing. I was just going to do a demo. But this seems kind of fun for me to go after Queen Artifact here. So what I'm going to do, since I didn't build this up before, I did not build out my truce. So, before I do that, based on what to do, we lost the laptop. So we were not doing well. We're fighting Queen Artifact and her goons. We did get the upper hand, but it was just going to be difficult. We were just kind of overpowered. And so just wanted to go maybe smash the laptop, which still would not be good. We were hired by a guy named Barry. Barry was some technician. He probably makes artifacts. And his laptop was one that was stolen. And we knew he wouldn't be happy with us smashing it, but, lesser of two evils route. We didn't get to do it. We got kind of destroyed and disconnected from the network, which puts us back to the beginning. We got lucky on the disconnect, though. That can be really painful. We can lose our entire map. None of those things happen, so we get to reuse all of our nodes if we need to. And, we're going to spend some time like recuperating. We're not going to jump back in. The laptop is lost. We're going to let it go. So we're going to have to forsake a vow for it. And so let's go ahead and do that. That is a move, forsaking your vow. And, it's your goal is lost. So we will be, let's see what kind of penalty we want. We'll endure stress. Okay, so we'll take our character and we will take some, where's my spirit? Drop some spirit. And that's how we'll do it. There's a little more to the move, endure stress, but it's when you get lower. So that's fine. Since we are disconnected and we're not rushing back in, I think it's fine to go ahead and replace our supply. We can wait till our laptop charges again. Sometimes this does not update correctly. Let me do it in the character sheet. Because I think it's upgrading. It is. It's just not changing this interface. Okay, here we go. The health. Do we recover the health? Let's look at the recovery moves. Maybe I'll make a move for that just to see if we do. I'm kind of on the fence. It depends how long we take them. If we spent like weeks for connecting back in, of course we'd heal. But I don't know if they're going to wait weeks. Let's see. So where's the recovery moves? Recovery moves, heal. We are disconnected, receive medical treatment, or provide it. So many your own wounds. Yeah, I guess we can mend our own wounds. We got the wits for it. Strong hit. That's momentum. Okay. Geez, that's kind of a rough one. So if we get even a weak hit, we'll lose momentum. I don't know if that quite fits, considering we're not rushing back in. If we're rushing back in for sure, but we're not. This may be better Sojourn, maybe. Just gonna spend time recovering. Okay, we roll this on heart. What's the weak hit? Let's see. Resource strain, and your allies make a recovery move instead. 2, 1 or more, 3 moves total for the group. Okay, miss. You choose one. Okay, we'll do this one. We'll just do Sojourn. Let's see here. Let's put it under, I guess, our rig. That's what I meant to do anyway. So we forsake Derval already. We're going to heal. We replace the power. So let's do the move for Sojourn. I'm not good at it, but that should be fine. Well, let's see here. All right, a weak hit. That's fine. So with a weak hit, same as above, but time is short. Okay, so choose 2 recovery moves on heal. Repair. We don't need to repair, so I think that's just enough to kind of say that we can get 1 health out of that. That's a pretty low ask. All right, so we healed in that short time. If I failed, I would say like life was just in the way. I think our character, well, let's roll through the truths, and I need to know what this world is like to kind of have a better idea of what kind of technology and whatnot's in place. Because we're going to swear a new vow to go after Queen Artifact. I think these may come into play. And to do that, we can randomly roll, which I'll do, and I will just select ones that maybe already fit our narrative. But I'm not going to make you watch that. I'm just going to jump to the end with the magic of video editing. Okay, and we're back. So I've done the truths. I'm not going to go over all of them, but I'll refer to them if they come up. Basically, the TLDR about these truths is we are living in a kind of a futuristic environment. People don't understand how technology works. It just kind of works, very cyberpunk-ish. Some of the other things that are kind of important is we are living in a simulation. And so I'm not going to go full on Matrix with this. What I will do, however, is I will make it so it's more like a Ready Player One-ish, except modifying the simulation before Ready Player One. So there are already these base rules of your virtual world you're living in and fighting in, and those can be warped. And they shouldn't be, but it's almost like magic. And this could bleed into the real world situation, and this is mainly because people are advancing all the time and people don't understand how technology works to begin with, so it can basically appear to be magic. The technology is just that advanced. We swear iron vows to like iron frames built into a lot of the equipment. And let's see. And yeah, basically the viruses are their own independent thing. They're not controlled by people. They just run around, do their stuff. And AI isn't super smart though. It's just kind of the AI that people use just kind of crunch the numbers. Okay, so that is our truths. And I think with that, what we're going to do is we are living, now that I know what this world is like, I think we kind of live on the low ends of a cyberpunk space. We are not quite the stacks of a Ready Player One, but more like just the kind of the futuristic projects. A lot of buildings that are the same as others, and everybody's got their little studio-like apartment. They're not as nice as they are maybe in the games. They're more like in real life, where it's just like a bed and a small kitchen, the bare necessities. And that's typically what they live in. It's probably just a step above living in a storage container. And so there's a bunch of those, and they live in the smog layer of cyberpunk, and that's where Digital Overflow spends most of his real life in the meat space living. And so iron frames are everywhere. It's part of his housing. So he's just so upset with how this battle went. He can't believe he saw Queen Artifact again, and doesn't know what she's up to, but decides he's going to seek revenge. And this is part of his character being an anarchist. He's going to swear an iron vow against the queen and whatever her minions may be. And we'll get some of the benefits of that as we reach certain milestones. But this is going to be a pretty big journey. So we'll go ahead and swear that. So let's see. I think I need to be under. We'll go to our rig again. We did our truths, and now we're swearing the vow. So to swear the vow, I think, no, it should be a progress. Well, actually, there's a roll for this too, because we might get lucky on it, so we should do that. Adventure moves. Maybe it's quest moves. That would make more sense. There we go. Swear an iron vow. Okay, I'm going to swear an iron vow to complete a quest. Write your vow and give it a rank, and then roll plus heart if you swear this vow to a connection past one. I don't think we really have a connection or bond necessarily. It's just someone we knew in the past, and so we're just going to roll and see how we do with this. We have a weak hit on swearing an iron vow, and let's see. You begin your quest with more questions than answers. Fair. Take +1 momentum and envision what you will do to find your path forward. All right, so we will do that. We'll take the momentum. And also what we're doing right now is also technically a move. It is under the session moves when we begin a session. So one of the things we can do is we can identify flag content, things we weren't comfortable with in the last session. There was nothing really came up, at least for me. And so that's going to keep going. No changes there. We did review a recap, and we are envisioning right now where we're going to step forward. And by doing that, we're not going to use any of these flashbacks or anything, I think, but we can take +1 momentum just for taking the time to return to the viewport. So I'm going to go ahead and give us a +1 on that as well. We're going to start strong. We're basically like, we're very motivated to go do this. And so Digital Overflow, he knows this place in the dark web. And it's like a meeting ground. It's kind of like a place, like almost like a co-working facility, but you don't pay for it. It's just it's a hacker halfway house. It's just where people kind of go lounge around and kind of like work on code. He's going to go there and he's going to kind of ask around. A lot of people gossip in that area to see if he find out what's up with Queen Artifact and what she's up to, and see if we can maybe catch a plan. And if we can hatch a plan, then I think I'll also use that time and that space to kind of develop my own artifact to help me hopefully get an advantage when I confront her in the future. But first, what we'll need to do is we need to get to this location. And so this location is in the dark web. And right now, our node only goes through corporate. We were pretty far along on this progress bar, but I think a lot of these were related to our quest, so I don't think it makes sense to bounce off of those. I think we would come off of maybe this corporate transit vehicle. I think that's only one hop away, though, from this, so I think it makes sense to set up another progress bar for getting to the dark web. But so we're going to need two of them. We're going to need one for our main quest, and then we'll just need one for travel. So let's go ahead and do that. So for our progress bar, progress track, and this one, we'll make this one our main overarching one. This is going to be for, I don't think does it need to be defeat her? We don't really know what she's up to yet, so let's break this down maybe. No, I think it does. I think it needs to be to thwart whatever her plans are. And so that'll be the whole quest. So thwart, how do you spell thwart? Like that? Maybe. Oh, I might have to change that later. Thwart Queen Artifacts plans. Okay, great. Yeah, this is put this in the progress folder. This rank is either formidable or extreme. I'd say probably extreme. This is going to be probably our. I don't know how long this should go. This isn't their life mission. We'll just say formidable. We can always increase it if we need to. And this is a vow. Okay, great. So we have that vow. We'll move these two. We don't need these two anymore. So this is the Queen Artifact one. And where did I go. And then I need another one, and this is just for our travel. And so we'll create a progress here. Let's say transit to GovNet. You have to hit GovNet first before you can get to the dark. And we're going to take just a pretty easy route. We're already in the corporate network. And so this is a exploration. I don't know if it matters choosing what type, maybe. So I picked them. Okay, great. So there we go. So we have all that, and so let's start moving. And we will be coming off of the transit vehicle. Yeah, I feel this bus travels throughout our city, and so it gets close to other Wi-Fi access points and stuff along the way. And so we're going to bounce off of one of those and just kind of find something that's open. I think spraying and praying works well for this. So let's get rid of the quest moves, collapse this down, collapse adventure, collapse session. Okay. Map route. And we are doing spray and pray. I could fast travel this if I want to, but I kind of like to play it out. Okay, cool. So we got a strong hit. Oh, strong hit with a match. See, this time I noticed. So a match is a little extra something something. So that's usually like a clue. So maybe we get lucky for something. We're heading to the dark web. I don't know. I don't actually know how to interpret this right now. Let's think. Let's maybe do. You can do an oracle for a story clue. I don't know that it makes sense though that we would really learn anything from the bus. Well, okay. Well, I don't know. Let's just see what happens. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll on the oracles for the fast travel and just automatically come up with a type of node incorporate. And if we can't weave something in, we'll throw in a story clue. And so for that, I don't have the oracles in Iron Vault, so we will use just the PDF. And let me get to it. So for corporate miscellaneous, so we have this big chart here, and I'm just going to roll oracle dice for it. And what does that? We'll say that's I don't know, I think it's 0.8. I think that's how I thought it out. So an 8. A bathroom soap dispenser. All right, fair. That is what we're in. Bathroom soap dispenser. All right. So we got Yeah, that doesn't sound like a spot that that would be useful. I guess it's possible like somebody they knew would be in it or something like that, but I feel that's just really reaching. No, I'm not going to do it here. I think I'm just going to keep in mind that we have a match, and then when it makes sense, I'll bring it into play later. We're going to have a little bit of good luck where we won't have to roll for something. That's how I'll do that. All right, so this is corporate network. I also get 2 momentum, I believe, when I have a strong hit on mapping a route. Strong hit, we established. Total envision was miscellaneous work. Yeah, market progress. Oh, just once. Okay, so we get 1 progress bar. But it doesn't use power. That's what it is. I know there's an extra bonus you get for that. So this is transit. All right, so we're making our way there. Now we'll take the bathroom soap dispenser and let's map her out again. Where is my? Why do I keep losing this? Here we go. I guess I could have used it as a +1 on the map route. Whatever. Here we go. Wow, I wouldn't have mattered anyway. I would have lost. So here we go. We have another mapped route. It's a weak hit. That's still fine. Let's use the same oracle we did last time. I'm not feeling super creative at the moment, so we will use this one. And let me roll. All right, 83. So 83 is a support forum. Okay, this is a little more interesting. So a support forum. Let's see what the theme of that would be. Theme is defense. Oh, no, this makes sense. I like this. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna do it that way, but defense support form. Okay, cool. So I think this is how this makes sense that we are working our way into the government section. We found a people are discussing like maybe the arms and weapons they bought, something of that nature. And so that is where we ended up. Here we might be able to have a clue. I think that would make more sense. We might find it here. So yeah, let's just use the story clue here in the defense form. So we'll spend some time searching around here, see if we can get anything about maybe the missing laptop or any tech or artifact stuff that may have come up. That could at least give us an idea what she might be into. So this is a story clue. 47 involves a notable person or a personal item. I guess we'll go with notable person. Well, I think what makes sense is just we see, I think some posts from Barry, I think would make more sense. I think Barry is on here and he is kind of ranting about us and how we suck and we did not get, he doesn't call us out by name, but he just says, he hires somebody to retrieve a stolen laptop and they totally failed at doing it and all of their data's gone, blah, 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 life, blah, blah, blah. But in it, he kind of also mentions that it kind of hints towards, what he was working on. And since I don't actually know what they're working on, I think I will go with one of the core oracles. I think it might be good to maybe focus or descriptor. What kind of things are in these? I don't think descriptor. Focus might be a little bit better. I think we'll go with focus. Anomaly or world? Anomaly. Okay. I think this is going to be that he kind of alludes to, the ability to detect cloaked things. And this is news because one is you can't really be invisible as far as anybody knows. So he's kind of hinting at detection of something that shouldn't even be possible. So we don't really know where the technology falls, if it's on the detection side truly, or if it's on the cloaking side truly. But I think it has something to do with the ability to be invisible, which also would be useful for a pirate to be able to hide if they need to. So we could see where she would be interested in this technology, although it did appear she was selling it. So I don't know, but she's a tricky one. She could be doing all kinds of things, could be backstabbing. We don't know if she's also copied it herself or what's going on here. So I'm just going to jot this down. I'm going to pause the video for a second so you have to hear me type, and we'll come right back. Boom. Done. Okay. So kind of jot those notes down. This is interesting. And so we have a little bit of an idea of what we might be asking about when we get to the darknet. But I think we need to, did I mark progress on this? I did not mark progress. I think we need one more node and then we can jump segments. And so let's try and do that real quick. Also this was a weak hit. So the weak hit, we can, I think, sacrifice power. Yeah, I was just using the match from before to get the data, but I still think we lose power. We still take a penalty from the weak hit. Okay, cool. And so the reason we got that data was because I had a match like on the bus, but I didn't want to use it there. I think it makes more sense to use the match here as a way of just getting some more intel. And so we got our story clue. Okay, so let's map out one more route, hopefully, and we should be good to jump. Okay, weak hit, that's fine. And so we will just sacrifice some more power and then mark our progress. Okay, we can cross segments next. And then let's see what this defense thing is attached to. Um, so this is where maybe rolling on the big chart wouldn't be as good, because I feel we're kind of getting to a spot that kind of makes sense for a government transition. So we're still on the corporate side of things. So this was like a support form on the corporate side. I think in this case it would be better to use a more generic oracle. So we're going to use just the regular miscellaneous oracle here to get an idea of what kind of things we were popping into. Yeah, and it's definitely a consumer product. So we'll take consumer product. And let's see, we're coming off a support thing. This is probably gonna be like the connecting hop. What consumer product might be associated with a support form? I think a call center bot. So this is going to be like, for product support. Defense product call center chatbot. That's what we'll get. Something really basic. Fun hack if you're ever talking to the newer AI in real life, chatbots for anything at a store. Ask it to do things that are weird, like making drugs. They tend to do that in real life. So there's your hack for the day in the real world. Okay. All right. So now we are here, and I think we are going to try and cross segments now. So to do that, infiltrate a segment. All right. We're traveling network. Oh, yeah, this is just our progress one. And I don't believe there's a progress roll that we can do in the system. So I will use the on-screen roller. And 49, we'll say. So, I'm sorry, a 4 and a 9. So that was close. Because 4 and a 9, if you look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9, and a match is not good enough. So this is actually a weak hit. We do not cross the segment easily. In this case, we succeed, but we face an unforeseen consequence. Envision what that is. Okay, so we do get across. We get to go somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and mark this one as completed. Complete this one. Transit to GovNet. I don't know what completing things do, but I'm just doing it anyway. We'll put this in our old one. And then we're also going to go into the call center chatbot. And I think for this one, I think I will actually roll on the bigger chart, just to see what it does. It might be interesting. So to do that, let's bring up our chart, and it needs to be in the government section instead. And then we'll roll here. Oh gosh, I have no idea. Is that a 5? Maybe a 56? Okay, so 56 would be a political campaign website. All right. So we are in a political campaign website. I don't know. I didn't do any factions or anything yet. Eek. But we can make one up now. And I think it makes sense to make one up now because it might tie into what our issue is. And so we're going to, I'm just going to make a note, political campaign website. All right, so let's see here. To do that, let's look at factions. All right, so we have all these different factions. This one, so we can basically have corporate factions, political factions, or underground guilds. We're just leaving corporate. I kind of feel political makes the most sense. So let's roll on the political factions. A conquest or resistance. I think conquest makes more sense. So we have this faction about conquest. But we could roll again. It's kind of common, but I think what I'll do, instead of rolling twice, I think we'll roll on a theme and then see like what are they trying to conquest. That gives an idea. Decay or solution. Okay, I'm going to go with decay and just try and think of like what that might be. This is obviously a very generic term. This could be about undead. It could be about the environment, or it could be about just like Rust and things of that nature come to mind. Let's think. Well, I think, since this is supposed to be like almost a negative thing, because it was a mishit to get into this segment, I think this would be something that our character would not like. And so I think it's more about they're trying to get rid of the decay of society as they see it. And in their view, what they view as decay is people of poverty. And they think that poor people basically just shouldn't exist. They don't want to see them. They don't want to hear about them. And there's already a big divide between money and non-money, and they want to kind of eradicate just the non-money. They want that to just go away. And so these are the haves, not the have-nots. And I think that is the thing that is kind of the pull, is that Digital Overflow doesn't like this group. He just happens to see that this chatbot is also funded or operated also by this political campaign. He got into this the political campaign website as supposed to just be a bounce target. He's not supposed to do anything with it. But this obviously is going to be a draw for him. I think we should also go ahead and get a name for them. So we have charts for that too, if I'm not feeling, again, super creative. So for this, let's go into, let's see, political group name. I don't know how well this is going to handle, because that should be okay. So we have two. So the way this works is a prefix and a suffix. We'll see if it can handle this chart. It'll be cool if it can. So the way it would work normally is you take the first, I don't know. So it said Democratic. This is fine, because that's here, but I don't think it's going to give me the suffix version. So let's just roll that like on screen, just to make sure we get a suffix. 20, so front. Okay, so Democratic Front is what they go by. Yeah. All right, cool. I think what I'll do for this is I'm going to do it like, I'm going to make this a link. And then this won't be a node though. We're going to put this in our faction. So we're going to create it. And then we're going to say that we're going to just write the details of it real quick. Okay, got that data in there. And so let's also, I think we also want to figure out how big they are, and that would be influence. What is this? This chart may not work. Isolate it. Yeah, that's right. Okay, we'll take isolate it. Which means like limited influence. They're not very big. Does it give it in here? Oh, it does. Here we go. Cool. Isolate, limited influence, remote location. So, they're one step away from a banished forgotten group. So it's a small group. They don't even really have much influence yet. They could just be starting out, or just a bunch of 1% rich people who complain and don't really do anything. Let's see if they have any quirks. I think that might be interesting to see. So let's roll here. Recognize over, although through a distinctive gesture and greeting. Oh, they recognize each other through a distinctive greeting. I understand. Okay, so let's just say that. Their distinctive greeting or gesture. I don't know. They make a circle with their thumb and index finger and put it on their elbow. Yeah, let's make that shoulder. They put it over their shoulder. That's a little more easier to do. So they kind of do that as they greet each other. Silly, nobody cares. Small group. So that's what it is. So they have this small political website. I think I should update the name. Oh, this also, where is this? Democrat Front, I didn't even move it. Oh, this needs to go under factions. And that's where that lives now. And we need to take, where's the political website? Where did I put that? Maybe I didn't do it yet? Oh, no, I didn't. I just took note of it. Okay, so we just created that. And so now we know that we went to Democratic Front. We'll just say like a propaganda site. How do you, was it propaganda? No idea. All right, that's fine. Whatever. You know what I'm trying to do. So this is actually in the government side of things. Being that's political, government is also politics a lot of times. And things like embassies and things like that can also be government. It's not all military. Okay, so we are in there now, and let's check our map, see what this looks like. So this is what our new map is looking like. This is our rig. So we're already pretty far down the hole, but the black is the government side. And then, because there's a link here is why you see this one for the blue. We could get rid of that as a link, but I think it might make sense to move the link over to the Democratic Front. Sorry, Democratic Front propaganda site is blue. That's the government site. This probably needs to be a link off of that. So let's move that real quick. And that was under the, no, not the forum, the call center. So we'll take this one, take it out of here, and then we'll put it into here. And that makes more sense. We can get information from it if we forget. And then on our map, yeah, our rig's not here now. So we come up, we come around, and then this will just be kind of a node hanging off of the propaganda site. Okay, so this is obviously very interesting to our hacker here who would like to mess with them, but I don't think it's going to let us really get into the way of it. Not for this video. We're just not going to do it. We're not going to fall for it. We're just going to keep on going and plugging our way through. We need to get to the darknet side, so we need a new progress bar. We'll put this under our rig. Create. And this is our travel one. And what we're doing is we're going govnet to darknet. And this is going to be just troublesome. We're not trying to really establish any kind of foothold, just willy-nilly bounce through things. Exploration. Go. We just need a couple things to get to the other side. All right, and so let's go back to this website here and see what links off of that. Let's go ahead and do our map route. Yeah, we can just spray and pray. I no fear that they're going to find us. All right, a weak hit. How's our supply looking right now? It's not awful. I think we're okay. So we'll drop this down, and then let's see where we go. We got to move progress, increment that, and then figure out where we're at. We will use, let's use the big charts. 54 pirate radio station. Fun, cool. So a pirate radio station. This is just going to be like music, not related to the Queen or anything like that. So we just found a pirate radio station out in the government site, just probably for mood boosting that other people don't know about. This is from maybe workers or soldiers set this up. Somebody who knows their tech. Okay, and then we'll put that in the govnet. And then, yeah, let's rule. Oh, did I increment our progress? Nope. All right. One more. Let's do one more. We will be low on supply if we don't get a strong hit on this one. But that could be okay. I don't know. Let's go ahead. Let's see what happens. And away we go. Oh, nice. Okay. So a miss. So we will drop our supply again. I could definitely take a different penalty, but now I'll probably start doing that soon. But right now, our supply is low. I feel we can recharge when we get to the Hacker Halfway House, which we're close to. So I think I will take other ones and just kind of power through this. But we did get to wherever we wanted. Let's increase that progress. Again, I'm going to go with just random. And so let's see here. It is a 66. Oh, it doesn't fit on the screen. What is 66? 66 is a public bus. No, it's not. It's a public payphone. That's what it is. 66 is a public payphone. All right, so that's pretty generic. I don't think we need to write much about that. We just hit a payphone. So I do kind of like that this will probably be our gateway into the darknet is off of an old public payphone. There's some freaking history to that. So here we go. Public payphone, cool. And then anything else? I forget anything? No, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and do our infiltrate segment. And so this again is just a roll against our progress. And so our progress is at a 9. And so we're going to just do an on-screen roll. And we get a 3 and a 2. So strong hit, no problems. We get across. And so now we get our first thing into the darknet. And they don't really have miscellaneous nodes. You know, you just have like your destination that you're going for. So for this one, this will be our Hacker Halfway House. So we will set the Hacker Halfway House here. I think it needs a name. Let me, maybe I would use like a Fey Runner name. Maybe a handle from them might make the most sense. Let's see. There's also Underground Group. Actually, maybe Underground Group would be better. Let's not do this. Let's do Underground Group. That is under factions. There is Underground Guild name. Yeah. How will this work on? Oh, because this is going to be one of these. Okay, so let's just do it by hand then. I don't trust its system. So 74 would be a theme and focus. Okay, we can do that. So we'll do a theme. And the theme being faction. All right. And what's the focus? Focus being commodity or tech. I think I like technology. I think I'm just going to tech, and I think I'm going to, since this is just a name anyway, this is going to be the well, tech faction is so generic. Maybe faction tech. The faction tech sounds like fashion. Hacker Halfway House. And yeah, I think that'd be good enough. And so this, we'll go ahead and create it. This is in the darknet. Okay, so this is where we're trying to get to. This is our area where people just hang out and code and develop things. And I'm going to just document that real quick. Okay, so now that we're here, let's we got the thing documented. Let's go ahead and let's try and recover some supply. Look at our recovery rules here. We're not disconnected, so recharge. Let's see here. We could, I guess we could scavenge here and see if we can find some batteries. That would, the plug into, or we could just chat with people. I feel there is kind of like a power source around here. It wouldn't be too bad to pull from. So I think this isn't a forcible action. I think scavenge is fine. We'll just use that. So we'll go ahead and roll for charging and see what we get. Recharge, we have a strong hit, which is awesome. So on a strong hit, we can choose one. We're not unregulated. That's when you drop below on supply. If you need any resource, you can obtain it and take 1 momentum. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take 1 supply, and we will pick up momentum as well. Why does it do this to me? Here we go. All right, so we will put 1 supply and 1 more momentum, which I think it probably updated. Let's verify that momentum. It didn't. Strange. Okay. All right. So we got a little bit of a boost. I could stay and charge more, but I think this is fine for now. And I think what we want to do is we want to just kind of hang out, build a rapport. Let's go up to somebody and start chatting with them. I think to do that, I don't do a whole lot of social. So let me think. I think the way this will probably work is we would. Oh, I don't like how they're both black. I guess it makes some sense. I think what will happen is we will both go through and I will dig up maybe a random person, maybe a Fey runner, and kind of just see who's here. I think that's how we'll go through this. So that would be under moves, and then I'll do this all underneath this article, this thing. Okay, this note. All right, so Fey runner. Let's build a new Fey runner. Would this be a social? Yeah, okay. So we'll go introduce ourselves to the first random person we see. And this person's name is Ode. What's his last name? His or her last name. Oops. No, see, that's what I don't like. I don't know how it does it twice. Okay, so I think it's rolling on focus, and the second roll was probably a 67 on focus. I think that's how it just doesn't do it for you. So that would be 67. Scroll down. Oh, geez. Okay, let me just grab it. I hate Windows. I'm using Linux. Relic. Ode Relic. All right. So we meet Ode Relic. I'll do it like that. And Ode Relic, let's learn a bit about this person. So, first let's go over like what do they look like. We walk up to them, and they're drunk. All right, I like them already. So it's like this. Ode is a drunk character. Their disposition. They're friendly. I like it. I like friendly drunks. Friendly drunks are fine. I'll hang out with them all the time. And what does their avatar look like? Ghostly presence, or mismatched clothing. I kind of like mismatched clothing. That's a little more fun. And so they have mismatched clothing on. They're drunk. They're friendly. This definitely seems like somebody we can get information out of, and so I think we will do this. And so yeah, we will come up to them, introduce ourselves, kind of tell them like we've had, a bit of a run recently, and let's see, how do we want to present this? I don't think I want to come out and be completely clean about this. I don't want to say I have necessarily a grudge against the queen. I think I want to say that I am interested in maybe selling her an artifact that I have written. I have some knowledge of, so I like to, meet up with her and see what she's up to and see if maybe my artifact that I'm working on would be of interest to what her current goals or agenda is. So I think that move would be, it wouldn't be gather information, because that's, I think, when you're like searching for something on your own. If you're talking to somebody, that is compelling them. And since we are basically lying, that's not really what we're doing here. That would be shadow. So we'll go ahead and roll on shadow and see what we get. All right, a weak hit. And so a weak hit on compelling is as above, but their agreement comes with a demand or complication. Envision the counter offer. And so as above is they do what you want or agree to your conditions, and we take 1 momentum. All right, so this is cool. We get an extra momentum. That 6 is pretty high. And then they're going to tell us what they know, but they're going to have a thing for it. Or maybe they'll have a thing for it and then tell us. Oh, I didn't figure out if Ode Relic is a he or a she. Let's just roll. What would be the easiest to roll? I guess anything I have for on screen is a 1d100. So, how do we want to do this? Let's do. let's see, 1 to 40 male, 40 to 80 female, and above 80 they have no preference, just they. 48. I say male, female? I think I did. So female. All right. So O'Day Relic is female. I should probably write that down, as I might forget. All right. So they identify as a female at least. And so they, I don't think it'll matter, but the trunk friendly, mismatched clothing, they say they know. They know what is up with the queen, but before they're willing to tell me, they want something from me. To find out what she asks of us, I think we could either do a typical one would be do the core for like action and theme is usually pretty normal, or I could do a faction project. I don't know that it'll make sense because this is kind of like a disjointed faction, but I think I'll try it just because it's a little bit different. So let's do faction project. Where is it? Here it is, and see what we get at least. Obtain crucial data or information. Yeah, I think that works. That works great. All right, so she asks us to gather something. If we can gather this, she will tell us more information on where the queen is. And then I think we're going to have to go with probably theme anyway. But let's figure out like which region that we're talking about, like which segment we're going after. So let's look at node discovery and see what that is. Node discovery. It's not the miscellaneous nodes. Oh, it is this one. It'd be the segment one, I think. Down here. To figure out which segment we're looking for. So something in the darknet. Interesting. And let's see what area of the darknet. So this would be go from underground. So commerce. So we need to get crucial data information on a darknet commerce website. So this could definitely be like illegal trading. It could be like a cryptocurrency kind of thing. I think it might make more sense to be trading, a place where people are buying and selling some kind of underground goods. And we don't really know what Relic here does. But I think we're about to find out. So let's see if we can do a theme roll to get an idea of what kind of goods we're talking about here. Expedition requests. I don't think those work. Maybe focus would be better. Let's try focus. Confinement. Or system. Let's take confinement. Let me think. So buying something regarding confinement, that could be prison related confinement. It could be some other kind of restriction. I think maybe that Relic here, she's relatively friendly, but maybe has a drinking problem and has gotten in trouble, maybe in meat space. Definitely in meat space. If you've gotten in trouble in meat space for getting, real life drunk too, that's probably how they're drunk here. And they are on house arrest. And so they have like the equivalent of an ankle bracelet, modern day ankle braces, which tracks them and makes sure they can't leave their little bitty space that they live in. And what they need us to do is we need to go out and acquire the codes to unlock her ankle bracelet. And if we do that, then she'll give us more information about where the queen is at. All right, let me jot this down. Okay, so I wrote down that we need to go to the darknet, a site called Blood Packs. That's the name I came up with. I just rolled on my own for some Oracle stuff, and I think it was like theme and focus for underground name, and it was like health and commodity, and so I just came up with the name Blood Packs, and this is where this underground trading forum is, where people go and they trade a bunch of weird types of stuff, but we think we can get the code for her ankle bracelet there. But this is where I'm going to stop, I think, for the day, and then we'll continue on getting into the blood packs, getting this code, and hopefully getting some more information on where the queen is at to demonstrate like what we'll probably end up doing. We are right now down in the Hacker Halfway House. So we kind of came up, we come down to this thing. And I think what I'll probably do is I won't go off this payphone directly to it. I'll probably come off maybe the pirate radio station. This way I kind of have an extra link to the Hacker Halfway House. And so if something gets burned along the way, it will still burn my route, but I feel it'll be easier to get to the public payphone. They'll get me into the Hacker Halfway House than another thing. So I'll probably just create one more node and then cross the segment again into the darknet to get to blood packs. And then, yeah, we will take the adventure from there to see if I can, either charm my way, which probably not have a very low heart, or stealthily steal or outwit somebody in order to gain what we need to get. All right, that'll be it for this session. And when we get back, we'll see if we can get closer to finding the queen. Thanks for listening.